Welcome to the studio, it's Froyle here and I'm so glad you've joined me. Doesn't my hat look so cute? I think it's absolutely beautiful and my gorgeous friend Dawn has sent it to me all the way from across the ocean. Thank you so much. Now I haven't yet lost all my hair and you probably wouldn't even be able to tell that there's a few extra curls on the bathroom floor. But she sent it to me just in case, and that was so kind. Dawn's in my Facebook group, but really, she made this and sent it to a complete stranger all the way from America, and I think that's so incredibly kind. The kindness that I've been shown during this challenging season has encouraged me and pushed me on and made me get up off the couch and keep filming and keep creating. Thank you so much for all of your beautiful messages and kind thoughts and positive vibes coming my way, because I'm feeling it and I really do appreciate it. It's a journey. So I'm thinking I look pretty cute. I'm liking this hat. It's going to be fabulous for winter. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to lose all of my hair. You won't be able to tell anyway because I got a lot of curls. But I'm liking it. It's a great fashion accessory regardless. Thanks so much, Dawn. Your kindness has really blessed me this week. It's been a bit of a tough one, so it really does make a difference. Get out there and share the love with everybody, because we all need a bit of kindness right now, I'm thinking. Today, I'm going to share with you one of my absolute favorite techniques on the Gelli plate. Image transfers, I absolutely love it. Now, I'm going to explain to you step by step how I create the image transfers. You might want to do it differently, no problem at all. This is just what I have found to work for me all the time, every time, and with stunning results. We're going to put a mixed media collage together, completely finish the project, and you're going to be astounded at how stunning this turns out to be. Now, first of all, I have this absolutely magnificent photo of my beautiful little treasure. Yes, I am so fortunate to have a beautiful daughter who has a fabulous photographer friend. Shout out to Dominique Steele. Thank you for letting me use your absolutely incredible photos. Now, if you don't have a beautiful daughter with a very talented friend who takes photos, you can go on to image-free websites like Unsplash. I've used Unsplash quite a few times for their royalty-free images to create image transfers. There's also a few other royalty-free websites you might want to try, but this is my photo today and I'm loving it. Now, I have a color laser copy print. I cannot stress that enough. This particular technique will not work with an inkjet print. It doesn't have the toner in it, which resists the paint and makes the image stick to your gel plate. This does not work with an inkjet print. Don't ask me, because I'm telling you right now. I'm using the beautiful muted violet, the Liquitex paint, and this is a full body paint, which I have found to work better than the fluid paint. And this Liquitex one works every time. I'm telling you, these tips are going to work. I found them to work every time. Paint matters, print matters. They're the two most important aspects about an image transfer. If you get those two aspects live, you'll be like me, creating endless amounts of beautiful images. So, muted violet on the plate, putting down my color laser copy print. I usually count to about 10, maybe 15, give it a light rub over and then pull it up. Voila! It's like magic. Now, how does it work? Well, the toner in the color of the laser copy print resists the paint and makes it stick to the plate in the dark areas. It does have to have a good contrast of light and dark in your image. Where the light areas are and there's very little toner or color, it sucks up onto the paper and absorbs the paint and creates that dark and light what we call an image transfer. Really, it's a resist method, but let's not get too technical. It just works. So roll with me here if you want yours to work. Color laser copy print, a nice even coating of not too much paint, and a good quality paint. I added a little stamping with, I think this is an old art foamy stamp. It's got just a nice little pattern on it. And I'm putting that onto the darker areas just to break it up so I can get more color into those areas. It's going to look fabulous, trust me. At this stage, you can clean up the print a little if you're not happy with some of the marks, or if it got a bit smudgy from the transfer, wipe it over with a baby wipe. Easy peasy. You can take off any of the marks you don't want. Right now, after the image transfer has dried on the plate, I decided I wanted to create more of a painterly effect with this print. I wanted to look more like a painting in the end. So I sprayed on some Ice Ink Bronze Shiver, smooshed it around the gel plate, and I added some of the golden iridescent bronze fine. Again, I'm pushing it around with my fingers. See how it beads up and it repels on the plate? I wanted to create that fabulous paint texture. Now you have to let this layer dry. I did add the paint a couple of times because it beaded up more than I thought it would. I think I sprayed on too much of the ink to start with. But you just let it dry a little bit, add a little bit more, and then when that layer is completely dry, I then put on the golden Titan buff, rolled it over and pulled the print with the Japanese sketch pad paper, which you'll find in the description under the video if you want to know what that paper is. It's one of my favorites to actually jelly print with. So have a look in the description if you want more details. Now you have to let the paper with those beautiful layers of paint dry completely before you pull it off, because otherwise you pull it up and it gets stuck. So a little bit of patience, probably half an hour definitely to let it dry, depending on the temperature of where you live. But after you've patiently waited for that print to dry, pull it up off the plate. Ta-da, ta-da! Doesn't she look beautiful? It turned out exactly how I wanted, with that painterly effect of the background. The transfer is perfect. Oh, you gotta love it when it works. So then I decided I wanted to create a background jelly print, because I'm thinking I want to put her on a canvas and turn her into a mixed media collage. So I pulled out my beautiful, magnificent Gel Elf plate, which is a 16 by 20 inch. I just love the size, it's magnificent. And I put the same stamp on it, the art foamy stamp. I put it on there with the bronze iridescent fine. Now I'm going to use exactly the same colors that's in the transfer, because you want it to match. It's going to be the background paper. You want it to kind of be the same, a little bit more textured, but something that you can put your transfer on. So same colors is a really good idea, or something similar. The bronze stamp goes down first, that has to dry, and then I rolled on some fluid golden red violet, which is similar to the muted violet, a little bit more red, but looks beautiful. Rolled it on and sprayed it with some water because I wanted to create that painterly effect. It all beads up and kind of separates on the plate, and that's exactly what you want. You have to wait for it to dry before you roll on the next layer. Now, the next layer was mostly dry, but I'm not very patient. Not exactly dry. So when I rolled on some bronze, it smudged into the red violet, but I wanted that painterly effect, so it worked out absolutely beautiful. Then I waited for this layer to dry and put another layer of the red violet on, just so it's got some different tones in similar colors, and all of the layers are going to work out beautiful. Each of the layers I added a little bit more spritzer of the water so that it would break apart all of the paint and the patterning, because I want the last layer of paint to show through on the print as well. And I'm using the same Titan buff for the final coat on the plate, and wet strength tissue, cover the whole thing. A nice decent thick layer on the last layer so it pulls up all of those beautiful previous layers. Wet strength tissue, let it dry completely before you try to pull it up. Now I can't actually remember, I've got a bit of a chemo fog brain, but but the print pulled up so well off the plate. I think I left it overnight. I do find if you leave the final print overnight, it's most successful because everything is really dry. You're not too impatient. You haven't pulled it up too quick, and it just works really well. When you pull that print up and the plate is so clean, baby, you know you waited. So I'm thinking I waited overnight, pulled it up the next morning, and look how magnificent the print is. I'm so happy with it. It looks stunning. The textures, the marks, the patterns, they're all showing through in the layers, and that's going to work so well with my beautiful image transfer. Right, so I have my absolutely stunning print. Image transfer, doesn't she look wonderful? And I really love the splash of bronze paint. I have the background paper that worked absolutely fabulous. I'm so happy. Now, don't forget that hot tip, use the same colors for your background paper that's in your image transfer or the focal point of what you want for your collage, because it matches. We like matchy. It's going to work as a cohesive artwork. Now I'm using this canvas. It's a 12" by 12" or 30 centimeter square, because I just want it to be all about her. Even though I've got this stunning background print, which is going to look magnificent, I really just want it to be all about her. See how well that matches? Love it. Going to work well. And because the print is such a fabulous big sheet of wet strength tissue, it's going to fold nicely over the sides. I love that. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I love to continue the paper around to the side. Look how good that's going to look. Yes, fabulous. So that's going to go on there like that. Easy peasy, although I might rip out the center bit because I do want to put a little over the edge here, and we have to tear her. I don't want the hard edges around her. I want her to have that torn edge look. So we go a little bit careful up around her head, but I want to tear where you see that fabulous painterly effect and take the hard edge off the print. And then we just have to decide how much more we want to remove, because we do have a stunning background. Right, so that's going to work. That's going to look nice. Actually, I'm not minding that shape. So let's just keep tearing. I'm tearing this way because if you tear the opposite, there's your print. And if you tear off from this side, you don't get as much of the white line. See how you don't get the white line, but you get it on this way? Yeah, I know. It's a little tip to help with your collage making. I just find it works a little better most of the time, not all of the time. And especially with this beautiful paper, which is the Japanese sketchpad rice paper. It tears beautifully. It's got lovely fibers in it. Prints well. That's going to work. I'm just going to trim off, see the hard edge there? Don't like that. So I'm going to trim it down more to take off that line from the print. And then we're going to use, my favorite is the Liquitex Matte Gel Medium. Had a few questions recently. This is just what I like to use. You don't have to use it. I use it in abundance. I squeeze it into this container. The top gets a little crusty, and then I brush it on because that's how I like to work. Easy peasy. That's what we're doing. It's going to be fabulous. Now I've decided I'm going to push her just slightly off center to make it a more interesting composition. It is entirely all about her. And because she's looking that way, I like having more space on this side. Now you saw that I cut out the middle piece because I actually want to add some of the paper on top to incorporate it more into the design, or maybe I might add some up here around her hair because I don't like that line across there. I've also got this piece from the edge that I can fiddle with. So it's just a matter of sticking down the background, putting this beautiful image transfer on, and then deciding how much I want to add just to create those other different layers. Now, when it comes to the sides, it really is a little like wrapping a parcel. You give the paper a snip to the edge, then you can tuck it in like that, and then turn it over. See? Easy peasy. We're wrapping a parcel. So simple, snip, snip all the way around to get those corners nice and tight and neat. Like that. And then you turn it over like that, and it's all going to be beautiful. Right, that's on. Look how good the sides look. All done, nice and neat. I think it looks fabulous when the paper goes all the way around, because when it's hanging on the wall, then you see the side even before you see the front. So that's an important part, especially if you want it to look really professional. She's ready to go on now. Absolutely fabulous. Right there, beautiful. Right, now I just have to decide how much of the extra paper I want to put over the top to give it those numerous layers that I personally really enjoy about collage. And I might even go grab some Kozo paper, because I do think I probably have some in a stunning color that would match. Or I even might put some of that Agura lace over the top and create that beautiful layered textured look. Rightio, hold the phone caller. We'll go and have a look through the Kozo papers. I'm thinking that this Kozo paper is rather perfect in colouring, and maybe some of the beautiful Agura lace as well. Kozo, love it so much. I have some of this and a strip here. Sides are all done. She's down and stuck, looking beautiful. We don't even have any bubbles. Yay team, we're doing well. So I don't like that hard edge there, so I could either use some of the Kozo paper or some of the same print. Haven't decided, but that pretty well looks nice. The colour's perfect. Or we can use some of the same print on there as well. So it's just going to be a matter of deciding which way I want to go. That kind of cuts her head off a bit more, doesn't it? We don't want to cut her head off. Otherwise, I could paint it in. Ooh, there's another idea. Do we want to paint it in? Oh man, now we've got too many options. Or do we want to add some of that Kozo paper? We could do either of those options. Paint it in or add the Kozo paper. Let's just put that there for a minute and think about it. Okay, my scissors on there. Just thinking about that. Otherwise, I'm going to paint it in. But I do want to add some down here. It is the wet strength tissue, so it doesn't tear as well as dollar store tissue or other tissue, but it means it doesn't tear when you're pulling it off the plate as well. So, you know, can't have it both ways. I really don't mind that on there. Maybe I want some of the Kozo as well, because, you know, I usually do want everything. Can't ever stop at one idea. Got to have them all going on at once. I do like the idea of something there, and then maybe this, like we could have a few layers. That could work. It's just a matter of how we want this edge to be. I want it to be torn. You can kind of tear it, but it just keeps tearing straight. So you kind of got to move it as you tear it if you want a bit of a jagged edge, which is exactly what I want. So it is possible. You just have to be a bit more patient. Yes, that's making me much happier, but I do love the Kozo as well. So I think I'll be putting on both. Don't mind that, don't mind it. Maybe some over that side as well. All right, let's do that plan. I like this, something like that. Just got to get the shape exactly how I want it. I do like the Kozo paper because of the beautiful texture. That could go up there, and we could put another little piece of this. We could do the same up here like that and put a tiny piece on there so it's all kind of mirroring the color and shape. That'd work. Stay. Do we want the sides left or do we want to cover that? I don't know, man. I'm thinking I'm liking these. That's all right here. We could add a little bit, but you know, we do have to stop at some stage. Oh, I don't mind that. Maybe a little bit, maybe not that much. I'll think about it as I'm gluing on these other pieces. Look how beautiful she is. I absolutely love this. It's coming together so well. Now, this Agura lace here will dry a little more transparent. So you'll just see these textured fibers. It does have a name. It starts with A. And I'm putting it on the screen because I can't pronounce it. But it is an Agura lace. I know that much. Beautiful textured handmade papers. They add such a beautiful dimension and layer to the artwork. Now I just want to do one more thing. I want to add a little bit of the iridescent bronze, which is what's in the prints, to this section here because I just want to bring that color across here more, but probably not that much. But I just wanted a little bit on here to bring the bronze over. It just creates those beautiful layers of the piece. So it's more interesting to look just like that. See, easy peasy. So we've got the bronze and then the beautiful red violet color and then the bronze under there. And it just creates all those layers. It makes for a much more interesting collage. I love this. This has worked so well and it's been such a pleasure to create it. My little treasure, isn't she beautiful? Now I'm just going to let this dry and then I'll give you a close-up when it's dry, but that's all I'm doing to it. The sides are all finished. Look how good they look with the paper wrapped around the sides. Really happy with the colors. The transfer was perfect. The background gel print was such a great match, but I did specifically make it to go with the image transfer. So that's always fun when it works out. I'm happy with my little bit of bronze on there. And I think I'm done. Thanks for joining me today. I think she turned out absolutely stunning. Now, the techniques are not difficult. They're quite simple, but you have to get certain elements right. A good contrast photo, color laser copy print. I get mine done from the Warehouse Stationery. It's down the road. It's really simple. It's printed on regular paper. I don't have my own laser printer because using the commercial printer works. I don't want to buy a printer and then have it not work. That would frustrate me immensely. Make sure you're using good quality, and I have found full body paint tends to work a bit better. And once you've got your image transfer, create a fabulous background to put with it, and baby, you're away. Glue it all down on a beautiful canvas, and then look how stunning it's going to look up on the wall. Incredible satisfaction creating such a masterpiece. Now, you'll find more information in the description under the video if you want to know the plates or the paints or where I get the papers or the stencils or the prints or whatever it is. Whatever it is you're looking for, have a look in the description under the video. I hope your image transfer and your Gelli prints are hugely successful because it really is so much fun and deeply satisfying. You can find more information on my website, froyalart.com. Come and join me on my Facebook group, Creative Adventures, Making Art. And thank you to my beautiful friend Dawn for my fabulous hat. I'm rocking it, I'm thinking. I'm busting for winter to come so I can wear it more often. I'm thinking I'm looking pretty good. Come back and join me next time, and I'll see you in the studio.